Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Well, we're finally starting to see a little bit of relief into the market, and this is after Trump came out with remarks regarding tariffs, and the market really enjoyed these possible exemptions that we could be seeing. We'll be getting into the details here. And what we're seeing is some more buying pressure that's coming in, kind of more of a buying the dip type situation. You see Palantir, that does have a good reversal, up about 7% today, and even including the overnight hours right now is still continuing to climb, sitting at about $91, $92 right now as we speak. Bullish things for Palantir. We do have a big analyst that comes out and basically makes a statement that we've been kind of agreeing and talking about over the previous few weeks, so we'll be getting into that nitty gritty, but that is basically why we're seeing a strong reaction in terms of buying pressure here for Palantir, on top of a few partnerships and joint ventures that have been announced. So we'll be getting into those details, and Jim Cramer comes out with a statement, so of course we got to listen to that. If you're a new or returning viewer, hit the like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, not a financial advisor, collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Let's hit 25,000 subscribers. I know we can do it. Now, pop it up on the screen here. Palantir closes at actual market close at $90 with a volume pretty high at about 116 million. However, where Palantir sits right now is continuing to see buying pressure in the overnight hours on Robinhood. Currently sitting 91.72, up another $1.59 around from that market close. Now, one of the big things that we're seeing for Palantir in terms of price action is this gap, remember, that was here created after its earnings. Palantir skyrocketed from 83 all the way up here to about $100 and then hitting that all-time high of 120. What we're seeing here is kind of finding some grounding in the middle of that gap zone. It's great to see Palantir finding an area here and kind of settling down. This is important to build support zones in these areas that have not really consolidated previously. Now, looking at the actual news, we have a Wall Street analyst saying that it could actually help Doge cut spending. Hey, we've been talking about this for the previous few weeks, that with the actual defense budget, cuts that are occurring, and in terms of the defense contracts, that, hey, Palantir could be an option, and it could be an outlier because it could help replace some of those jobs being lost and bringing AI to help improve efficiency while reducing waste. And hey, we just needed a big analyst to come out to say it in order for the market to actually react. You see a surging, like I said, of Palantir today as William Blair analyst. He suggested that the company could be well positioned to support efforts to trim the actual governmental spending directed by the Trump administration's Department of Government Efficiency. What we've talked about before, that there could be an outlier here. This recent news really came to kind of light or fruition at the headlines here after the analyst had actually told clients that a recent executive order requiring federal agencies to create a centralized payment tracking system, which I'm surprised they don't have. I mean, it's 2025, that this practically seems earmarked for Palantir. That in order to create a tracking system, hey, how can we incorporate AI? Palantir does have some strong relationships with the government, utilizing their different types of platforms that they have. Palantir's will be able to offer platforms of its choice. And I would agree 100% there that they would easily be able to help this type of situation. We know Palantir is always trying to bring utility regarding AI. William Blair here upgraded the stock to market perform from underperformance, that it could return to $125 over the next 2 years. I mean, if we have a big bullish return in terms of Palantir and AI stocks, I think it'll be a lot sooner than 2 years. What you do see here talking about that, though, he doesn't, kind of acknowledge that Palantir, if the market reverts to a risk-on mode, still kind of acknowledging its frothy valuation. That is the biggest risk for downside potential. We do know that, and the risk of greater than 40% on these governmental contract delays. So with that being said, of course, there's still a lot of risk behind downside potential, but Palantir, in terms of the bullish momentum, this is pretty nice. And looking at the big things that we're seeing here, Pelosi popping up the screen, what two things have Palantir done in terms of joint partnerships. Palantir announced a successful joint venture with TWG Global for AI deployment across banking, investment management, insurance, and other financial sectors. And basically the company's plan to aim for key challenges, working on compliance, customer growth, fraud detection, risk management, basically incorporating their AI systems across these banking and investment platforms. On top of that, Also, Palantir announced a successful deployment of its cutting-edge technology, which with Associate General, a prominent European bank aimed at enhancing financial crime prevention. So working to bring its AI platforms into these different banking systems, I think is a key point and a great opportunity for Palantir to continue establishing these partnerships. Every few weeks, even a few days, we see Palantir continuing to establish these partnerships. It keeps me really bullish on their actual commercial sector, not just their governmental sector. I think analysts will start looking at the commercial sector, taking a heavy weight on that regarding the defense budget, cuts. They want to see how else Palantir going to expand beyond that. And you can see Palantir is doing it right here in front of our eyes. The official announcement from their actual Twitter right here, or X, talking about revolutionizing AI in the financial services and insurance to embed AI across all core functions, transforming how businesses operate and compete. This is where Palantir really, really, really shines in the fact that they can basically work with almost any business. They can find a way to bring utility and how to actually, fine-tune an AI system into these already running companies that want to get a piece of AI. Palantir comes in, it's been a leading competitor, and I think it's going to still continue to do that. Well, you do see here Jim Cramer saying Palantir is back, can't keep that one down. Oh, every time we see a reversal on Palantir, Cramer's coming out here with a statement. Anybody that is looking into that reverse Cramer theory will see what happens there, but it is funny. I don't know if he's being sarcastic here and kind of always posting on X here after Palantir does have these important reversals. Looking in terms of what happened in the market today, we finally get a breath of fresh air. The market's been beaten down year to date. The S&P is actually down right now. So is the QQQ, the top 100 stocks, up about 1.12%. S&P, NASDAQ, 1.5% almost. You see a lot of green across the market. Reason being is because remember when we had the tariffs that Trump basically fully implemented those, and the market did not like that because we don't, fully know what the complete economic reaction is going to be. And however, Trump is paying a close attention to the market, and I think the whole administration's paying a close attention to the market. What you see here is that they actually see a recovery with these stocks as investors hope that an exemption for automakers to President Trump's controversial tariffs open the floodgates for more concessions. So automakers right here, the White House said that it actually granted a 1-month delay for tariffs on automakers whose cars comply with the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement. You're seeing a lot of these stocks right here, auto-based stocks in the auto industry having a nice juicy bump up today. And they said they will be open to providing additional exemptions on the taxes, and that traders see that the administration is going to respond to the market pressure. And I think that's exactly what happened. We saw a lot of market pressure throughout this week here, last week with the whole uncertainty and kind of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt with the tariffs. And we see a reaction to that saying, hey, maybe we'll throw some exemptions in there. Maybe we'll do some different things. So this may not sound as strict or as, ground running with the tariffs as maybe we were once thinking. And that's why we're seeing a little bit of a relief in the market, kind of responding to that market pressure, because, of course, he does not want the economy to fall under his administration. Now, on top of that, with these tariffs, one of the big fears is inflation. Of course, how's that going to affect prices? Are the consumers like you and I, are we just going to have to be the one to have to pay the difference for what those tariffs cost? That's the big fear that we're seeing. We'll see how the Fed responds in terms of interest rate cuts. However, not a lot coming down the pipeline regarding that scenario. On top of that, what you're seeing here with that reversal that we talked about in the whole general market, not just with Palantir, a lot of these stocks are starting to have a little bit of a reversal. You see HIMS comes up about 1% down in the after hours. Tempus gets a little breather right here. Big Bear gets a little breather right here. A lot of these stocks have been beaten down over the previous week or two. So a little bit of market relief. We'll see what happens tomorrow, seeing if we'll see more buying pressure. Other than that, we'll be keeping a close eye on that. One thing that is looking interesting is NVIDIA is only sitting at 117 right now at a pretty decent spot. If there is a buy the dip type of scenario, and Tesla only down at 279 right now. This was trading up at the 400s here just about a month ago. So lots of things to consider out there. What do you make of it? What do you think of all this? Leave it down in the comments. Peace out. Take care. And I will catch you guys later. Have a wonderful day.